Hello and welcome to another Reaconteur video, and in today's video I will be going over a few bizarre and rare but still possible situations in Deepwoken to test your game knowledge. This video was done in collaboration with Sheep and Sheepskin, so go check him out, as well as the current number 2 Godseeker in Chime. Now, it takes a long time to be really knowledgeable in Deepwoken, but don't worry, even if you're extremely knowledgeable with potentially thousands of hours played, number 1 in the world in every ranking, I guarantee you will still learn something from this video, even if you're like a Godseeker level player. So everyone can stand to learn something from this video. Also, I'm currently live on Twitch continuing the W rank farm, so come drop in for some of that, and let's get straight into it. Anyway, first scenario coming up, this one is pretty simple. Everyone should realistically get this correct, so it's just a bit of a warm-up so you guys know what this video is going to be like. We're going to be looking at an end-of-match Chime of Conflict situation. You are fighting an ice build, and you're one-shot. You're pretty sure your opponent is also one-shot, or at least really low to the point where most mantras could probably kill him. Faints, you parry, and now your parry is on cooldown, and he winds up an ice smash. So what should you do in this scenario? A, dodge it. You just press QM2, you dodge it. That's about it. You just don't let it hit you. Or B, do nothing and just let it hit you. You just kind of let it hit you. That's pretty much it. I'll give you guys a few seconds to think about this, so let's just wait a second. Anyway, if you chose A, dodge it, you have the right spirit, you want the chance to not die immediately, maybe keep the fight going for a bit longer, maybe clutch up, but unfortunately, your Flame of Denial proc ended in about 2 seconds, so by not eating the Ice Smash, you get hit a few seconds later, and unfortunately lose the fight anyway, instead of getting revived with Flame of Denial. So for those of you who picked B, that was the right option. Getting hit by it allowed your max level Flame of Denial proc to heal you for like 14% of your health, bringing you into the lead of this fight, giving you the advantage you needed to win. So getting hit there was the right choice, but I'm very sure that most of you knew that, since that question was just kinda easy. It was supposed to be a free one after all. If you didn't get it, that'd be kind of embarrassing, but I'm sure all of you got that one right, because it's so easy. Alright, next situation. You're in an overworld gank, a war server perhaps, currently running a 2v2 with your friend. You're on a support build with Link Strider and you have Symbiotic Link. You're about to be in a 2v1 as you are at like what, maybe 8% health. Your friend is also doing most of the work, and you're both extremely low on health. He's about 2 HP, about to die, and both of your enemies are also extremely low on health. So do you A, Symbiotic Sustain to heal your friend 15% in exchange for bringing you down to 0%, so making you literally one shot. This would heal him enough to make his total HP more than the 2 guys that you were fighting, meaning he could very likely clutch the 2v1 if he gets healed here. Or do you B, do nothing and keep fighting as usual on your mid-support build, doing minimal damage while both you and your friend are one-shot? Well, if you chose A, sadly, your opponent is using a build which has the talent All the Dead Gods, so he actually applied anti-heal onto your friend as you use Symbiotic Sustain, preventing the heal and doing damage to you, making you one-shot, and your friend is also just going to stay one-shot. So sadly, you do end up losing this fight because you wasted your time with Symbiotic Sustain. However, if you chose B, you were able to spam Ice Hero Blade crits and win, as any support build usually does against any opponent, while also spamming Parasitic Leech once you can form links, giving you a fighting chance here. Because realistically, when should you ever put your fate into another person in Deepwoken? You should put yourself above all and never have any trust in the people you're ganking with, especially not if they're your friends, because they will disappoint you the hardest. Next up, we have another Chime of Conflict scenario. This time you're fighting a Storm's Eye user. The fight's been going on a super long time and the Storm Circle is closing in. You're not really having any fun, but you feel like you need to win because you hate Storm's Eye users, so this guy deserves to lose. Anyway, the circle is about as tight as it gets, and now this guy is starting to run and spam range moves if you try to approach. Do you A, close the distance and run after him while parrying his attacks, or B, play passively and wait for him to approach you, even though he does have more range than you, so he might not even need to. You just kinda don't do anything and you just wait for him, and I guess you hope the circle closes on his side. I'll give you guys a bit of time to think for this one as well, since this is one of the trickier ones. And alright, if you chose A, what you failed to account for was the fact that this guy actually has an extra 50 stat points in Shadow specifically for the move Shadow Vortex. So he proceeds to taunt and then Shadow Vortex you into the storm, causing you to take extra damage and you die. If you chose B, great job. Doing nothing forces the brain damaged Storm's Eye player to get bored, so he actually pushes you, giving you the defensive advantage here. Now, if anyone complains about this being unrealistic, because who runs Storm's Eye and Shadow Vortex? This is a real thing that happened to Sheep and Chime, so it is actually very realistic, because it literally happened. Real quick before we get to the next one, I'm currently taking submissions to the Google form linked in the description and comment section down below, where you guys can submit pictures or preferably commentated videos of your PC setups, bedrooms, and house tours. The best or the funniest whatever video gets 1,000 Robux, and the absolutely worst setup or house or bedroom gets a mystery prize. So submit to that for a chance to win. This will be in replacement of the next drip ranking, so you guys should go check that out. Anyway, next scenario, you're currently progressing a PvE build. Since it's fully min-maxed PvE, you've got no weapon stat in your power 11 or so you still have a battle axe and lack most of the tools and mantras specialized for player combat, and you're just really not suited for it as a whole because your build is made for PvE. And all of a sudden, 3 Void Walkers turn the corner behind you, all with better weapons and more than likely better PvP specialized builds, otherwise they wouldn't be going Void Walker. They're pretty far, giving you a lot of time to think and notice them, so you definitely see them. So do you A, log from the server to save yourself the time and energy of, dying in a Void Walker 3v1 from getting jumped, or B, do nothing? Alright, choosing A, it isn't a bad answer. You do save yourself the time, and being safe is always better than being sorry, so you're fine if you chose A. But if you chose B and did nothing, you would have found yourself as part of a social experiment for a YouTube video in where groups of Void Walkers go to people to give them masses of free enchants, legendary weapons, as well as high HP and PvE and PvP kit gear. So you missed out on a lot of free stuff. Kind of unlucky. Not a loss technically, but a total negative in comparison to what you could have, which is why you guys shouldn't log from Void Walkers ever again. Alright, for the next scenario, you're in another overworld gank. You have had time to head into your guild base and heal as your friends just took care of the guy who was on you. However, you had a bad feeling since one of the other enemy guild members is unaccounted for. But whatever, he's probably a freshie or something. He hasn't been seen the whole fight. Regardless, your options are either A, go into your guild base and heal at the campfire, or B, stay in the fight and Warriors Respite out in the open, even though it's slower and leaves you vulnerable and more exposed, but you do have your teammates with you. Pretty easy decision, right? Healing in the guild base is way faster, but then you have B, you're near your teammates who can protect you. So what do? If you chose A, this happens to you, yeah, just this whole thing right here, yeah, this is gonna happen to you. And since you can't parry at a campfire, unlike with Warrior's Respite, you die. If you chose B, you not only saw the person before he came up to you, but you also managed to parry his massive nuke of an attack and flawless him for the rest of the fight, giving you health and allowing for you to win the fight because you stayed calm and blocked, parried, and dodged as you should have. So good job if you chose B. That's why you always need Warriors Respite. It's literally the best talent in the entire game. In scenario number 6, you are roaming the overworld on your max level build, and you stumble upon a freshie who is clearly progressing in build while in Upper Arisia. So, do you A, kill him and then Void Spire on him, to send him to the depths, and then chase him down to that depth server, and then wipe him so that way you make sure that he doesn't finish that build, or, potentially, B, let him live. You just walk past him, you let him go about your day, you don't waste your time or your Void Spires. Which do you choose? Well, as we all know, nice guys finish last, and the freshie who you don't wipe today is the power 20 who grips you tomorrow. So if you chose option A, that freshie who you didn't attack will actually make a fully min-max cheese build, and you will happen to run into him in the depths before he proceeds to wipe you on your favorite build, all because you didn't kill him on a freshie. Quite sad in fact. You see, you did the right thing here, you kind of just chose to be nice, and it bit you for it, which is why you need to kill every freshie you see. So take this lesson to heart. And for our final scenario, you are once again in the Chime of Conflict. Your opponent is using any one of the following weapons: the Ice Hero Blade, the Storm's Eye, the Wretched Maw Blades, any weapon with Silent Heart, any dagger, the Nocturne, Rosen's Hellflame, the Deep Spindle, Crypt Blade, the Kyr's Winter, the new Hailbreaker, Railblade specifically also with any shield with either Blazing or Vampirism enchant, the Imperator's Edge, Isli's Pyrekeeper with Twisted Puppets on it, or just Karita with an offhand gun. Your options are to A, stay and fight them, or potentially, you could really do this, but B, log off for the day before the fight starts and either play something else or just go on with your day and don't play Deepwoken. This should be a really easy one. I don't think you guys need much time. So obviously the correct option for this question, it's very clearly B. There's so many better things you could do with your time than playing Deepwoken. You could, I don't know, get a job, you could pick up a new skill, you read a book, you could do literally anything. You could go outside even. You could just go outside, stare at the sun. That would be a better use of your time than playing Chime of Conflict. So, yeah. I hope you guys learned something from this quiz, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's not satirical or comedic purpose at all, and if you didn't get a perfect 7 out of 7, then you should probably just quit the game because you're absolutely terrible and you have no future in this game in any facet, and that goes for YouTubers too. If you didn't get all these questions right, you're not fit to be a YouTuber. Anyway, I love you all, as usual. Shoutouts to Goobka, Cyberboy21, and Drizzy Drake fan. Hope you all have an amazing day. Come to the Twitch stream or do a W rank or something like that. I love you all, and goodbye.